Hey, what's up, guys? Leg back here. And I think what we're going to do is I'm going to do a video on each original Kiss member and what I like or don't like about them. And this one is going to be about Peter Criss. In the back there, uh, that's the video from 1975 when Kiss was on Midnight Special. So the last couple music videos I made, and sorry if they're not edited that great, I'm kind of new to it, but I did the demo from Dynasty of "There's Nothing Better," which is a Peter Criss song, turned up on I think his first non-makeup record, and I did another one for "Tears," which was on the Out of Control record, or no, "Let Me Rock You" record. Both songs I think are really good. Uh, I really think in the Kiss world, Peter is not as appreciated as he should be. I know some people appreciate him a lot, but it seems like most don't. I don't know, think he's a jerk or they think he sucks. I know I spoke briefly about Peter Criss sucking as a drummer in one of my other videos, but just to cover that again quickly, I think Peter Criss in the 70s up to like 77 was amazing. He was an amazing drummer. He did have a car accident, so maybe that's why on Dynasty he wasn't allowed to play. And he, if you seen any of the live concerts from the Dynasty tour, he wasn't that great. It seemed something was different, but he was also a drug addict at the time and stuff. And I think was burnt out on being super famous. But prior to that, he was fucking fantastic. And then later on in the reunion era, I still think he was good. Not, the monster he was in the 70s, but I think he was good enough. So, as far as his songs, I don't know. I think a lot of people think he probably had the worst songs. He had the worst solo album of the 78 solo albums. But in my opinion, he didn't have the worst solo album. I'll go over solo albums in another video, but I don't think he had the worst solo album. And his Kiss, the songs he did with Kiss, where he sang, I think I love almost all of them. I know he didn't write all of them, but I mean his voice is, come on, you can't deny that Peter Criss probably has the best voice in the whole band. Songs like Getaway, Hooligan, of course, Beth and Hard Luck Woman, the softer songs. Peter's fucking awesome. I think the one thing with Peter, musically anyway, is he needs direction and a producer. I mean, as far as I know, he self-produced his One for All record, and anyone who's heard that, wow, it's pretty bad. But I think with a, a little production or someone kind of helping him out, he's great. From what I've read in all the books, he's very difficult to work with. At least in Paul and Gene's books, I can't remember if Ace says anything about him in his book. I don't really remember Ace's book. I'll go over the books one day too. But he's a very difficult person. And it seems like he maybe had a little bit of issue about being kind of in the back, being the drummer and being not out front. He also had an issue with wearing the makeup, so like couldn't really enjoy his fame since no one knew who they were. Uh, but I don't know. I could kind of relate to that. I feel like if I was in the biggest band in the world, I would want some recognition when I went out and about, and not have to say, "Oh, I'm Peter Criss." But I mean, I guess that's just how it went with them, and some of them liked it more than others, and he didn't really like it, I guess. I've also heard he's a huge exaggerator. See, now I'm getting away from the musician thing and I'm getting to the person. So that may or may not be true. Um, in his book, he writes about how poorly he was treated during the reunion by Gene and Paul, and I gotta believe him. I mean, on one hand, he's getting a shot, or he got a shot to be a millionaire again after he had gone basically broke. So I'm sure he was super grateful initially, and I think he said that in the book. But as things went on, they got worse and worse. And he does talk about money and what he was being paid during the reunions, and uh, I think that they probably should have gave him more to keep him happy. Because let's face it, those reunions were only as popular as they were because Ace and Peter were there. So I mean, I don't know. I think they should have given him a little more or treated him a little bit better than they did, maybe. Just going by what Peter says in his book. Whether it's true or not, I can't say. But I am definitely a Peter Criss fan. Um, I think his 78 solo record is better than Gene's, definitely. Uh, let's put it this way. It's one of the ones I've listened to the most, even though I think some songs are just absolutely horrible that are on it. So he's real hit and miss. He's got his other solo things he did after Kiss were the same way. Few good songs here and there. I think probably his best effort that he did without Kiss was the Cat One record. Um, that had some good stuff on it. But I do feel he's underappreciated in in the Kiss community, just from reading stuff online and you know. But who knows? I mean, most of us weren't there. We don't have any inside knowledge of anything, just what we hear or read in books. So I'm pretty much just going by that. But I definitely think Peter Criss is not as appreciated as he should be in the Kiss world, and especially now, you know, letting Eric Singer wear his makeup, all that. That's another conversation, I guess. The makeup, which I'll get into at some point. But I mean, if you're just looking at this video and Peter plays with fire, he's like just amazing. And this is actually the video where he trashes his drum kit, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. He seems to me like a guy who couldn't accept his role. So, Paul and Gene were probably right, that about how difficult he was. I could see it. But then on the other hand, maybe he never got the credit he deserved. But then he also, sang there, and I guess co-wrote one of their biggest songs ever, Death. So maybe he felt a little entitled. Maybe those other guys felt jealous, so treated him pretty bad. I don't know. I guess it depends who you want to believe. But in most interviews and everything, he seems like a good enough guy. I'm sure he's made plenty of mistakes in life, especially, getting into drugs and stuff. But, whatever. He was a super popular rock star in the 70s. But yeah, as far as his drumming goes, I mean, the guy's a legend. And I'll still stand by that he's the best drummer for Kiss. Maybe not technically, but he is the best drummer for Kiss. In my opinion, there's no question about it. I mean, just check him out here. Black Diamond. Come on. He is phenomenal. So yeah, that's Peter. Not sure what else I could say about him because I don't know him, but I'm a Peter Criss fan. Um, I've said before, Ace is my favorite member, but I take Ace and Peter over Gene and Paul. There's something about them. I don't know what it is that makes me more, into those dudes. And Peter just has like a special feeling when he plays, especially when he was like really great back in the day. I mean, by the time they were doing the farewell tour and stuff, he was pretty old. So what could you really expect? I mean, he wouldn't be playing like this, especially after his car accidents and stuff. But I don't know. What do you all think? What do you all think about Peter Criss? I know some people love him and some people hate him. So maybe let's talk about let's talk about that. What are your reasons why you hate Peter Criss or think he sucks as a musician or his songs suck? I will say this. I don't think he wrote a lot of songs that he had writing credit to. I think he did that stuff with Stan Penridge from is that guy's name? From his old band before Kiss. But still, without Peter, whether he wrote it or not, what he brings to it, I mean, I really think what he brought to, say, Beth, for example, because, really Bob Ezrin, put that whole thing together. But Peter sang it, and it's Peter's voice that makes the song so good. And it's pretty much the same with any other song Peter sang. Hard Luck Woman. Like, I mean, I've heard Paul sing it, and it's okay, but it's just not the same. It doesn't have the same feeling. So yeah, let's if we could in the comments uh, give your opinions on if you hate or love Peter and why. Um, I'm going with I love Peter. I think he's the best drummer for Kiss. Love his voice. Love almost every song he sang in Kiss. Yeah, so that's me. So let me know. And if you liked the video, please give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I got a lot more coming soon. And I'll leave you with this awesomeness. Okay. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.